Hi guys, welcome to the course. Before we move forward, I want to share some of the most useful tips that will help you learn to code and get the most out of this course. 90% of this course is practical exercises, which means I will be writing a lot of code. So my first tip would be, as you go from lesson to lesson, instead of writing the code along with me, what I want you guys to watch the video tutorials first, which are usually about 10 minutes long. If it's a 20-minute or 50-minute tutorial, then stop it around 10-minute mark, and while you are watching it, instead of spending time trying to frantically typing all the code, I want you guys to try and understand what's going on, why the code is being written, and understand the purpose of the code, rather than typing along with me at the same pace. Now once you have understood what those 10 minutes are about and what the tutorial is trying to teach you, then go to your computer and type out the code and try to replicate what happened in the 10 minutes. Now the reason why this helps people learn so much better is because instead of just copying the code, which doesn't teach you anything, it forces you to really understand what's going on and absorb the content that test yourself afterwards to see if you really understood it. So this is my number one top tip. Now the next thing is to remember that if I'm talking too fast or too slow, you can always change the playback speed. Now if you are in a lesson that you find particularly easy to understand and you already know most of the concepts, then go ahead and switch the video player to double speed so that you can cover much more ground in the same space of time. Now on the other hand, if I'm talking too fast, then feel free to change the speed to half speed so that I talk a lot slower and you can take up the information more readily. Now the next thing is to remember that if you find at any point of time the tutorials are becoming harder, and if you find that it's little bit too difficult to understand, then I recommend that you just bookmark it. Make a note of which module you really struggle with, and then you can apply the same method of watching the video for 10 minutes, reviewing what has been taught and trying to replicate the code yourself. The next tip is, if you get stuck at some point, because everybody does, I want you to imagine that you are already a fully fledged developer working a job where somebody is paying you to do this for them because you are the professional. I want you to use the tools that the most professional programmers use when they get stuck, and that is Google and Stack Overflow. Try to figure it out. Try to see what did other people do, because 99% of the time you won't be the first person who's come across this problem. Alternatively, you can also use the Q&A section of this course to seek help from fellow students. In that moment, when you finally spot the typo or finally figure out why your code was not working and you fix it, that is the best feeling in the world. So struggle is good, and it really is through the struggles that you actually improve and level up your skills. Now the final thing is, most of the tutorials in this course has programming resources attached, which you can download either from the resources folder of that particular video, or you can clone the GitHub repo of this course, which includes the resources of all the lectures. So I'm so excited to be on this journey with you, and I look forward to all of your success in the future.